how to read the music for Ebees. Now, just like when we first came across tab, it looks alien, it looks weird, but I promise you, once you get the basics, it's actually quite easy, and we'll be able to play loads of tunes using this as well. The whole idea of the Ebees is to teach you to be able to read music notation. If you look at the music, you'll see at the bottom it says answers. In the answers, it's got an E and a B. All you need to do, look at the first note that I'm circling here in the tune and match it with one of the answers. Do you think it's the E or the B? The answer is E. So if you look, B is actually lower down. E's higher, B is lower. So this is the E. So what I'd like to do is get a pencil as we work this out and write down the notes. Note 2, if you go across, match it with E or B, you may notice is also an E. If you go to the third note, it is also an E. The fourth note, same note, still an E. Now if you go to the next note, you'll notice it drops, it's lower down, so it can't be an E, it's changed. Well, the only other note in this tune is a B, so it's got to be a B. Now what I'd like you to do is pause me and try and work out the notes for the rest of this tune. Then come back and we'll go through it and see if you've got them right. But no cheating, I can tell. Okay, now you're back. We'll go from the beginning. You may have noticed when you worked out the notes, some of the notes are black, some of them are white. The reason for that is the colour of the note depends how long the note is. If it's a black note, it's short. If it's a white note, it's long. To play that, it's dead easy. If I pick my first string here, E, if I'm going to play it short, I go short, E, 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 E. It's really short. If I'm going to do it long, I go E, gap, E, gap. I always leave that gap in between each note. E, gap, E, gap. Short, E, E, E. Long, E, gap, E, gap. Okay, so that's why some. So what you can do with your pencil is, if it's a white note, write the note above it like an E, and then just do a little dash, just to remind you it's long. Okay, so from the beginning, you should have E, 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 E. Then it changes. B, 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 E, 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 E. Line number 2 is white now, so it's a long E, then another long E. Now they're black, but they're the same note, E, 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 E. Now it changes, it's white, long B, black, short B, B, then finishes with a long B again. Now actually, if I go across even further, can you see this bit here where there's 2 dots? That simply means repeat. Whenever you get the 2 dots at the end there, you repeat. So you've got to go back to the beginning of the song and play it all again. Only play it twice. It will tell you if you've got to play it more. I hope that makes sense. Keep trying to work out. If you got them wrong, just try and match them up. Remember, the title is the Ebees. It can only be E